Hey everybody, it's Friday night, and I had a few people ask to see my whole A Touch of Evil setup when I had it ready, and so I do. And this is it. It pretty much maxes out my table, probably anybody else's too. There's the cards. And there's my dice tower. That does not, of course, come with the game. But there's my little heroes all huddled up in the town hall waiting to get started. Here's where I've put my event and mystery cards and lair cards. And those discards will be in piles over there. These cards, I just put the discards face up on the back of the decks. And there's my town elders. I still need to put their secrets behind them. I do have out my pieces for my Volgovian Nutcracker. The toy he puts out: toy cannons, toy soldiers, and stuffed bears. And none of them are nice. They sound nice, but they're not. And up here, amongst my light bulbs, I have written out on my whiteboard big things that I need to remember about the Nutcracker. Like the start of every mystery phase, we roll to have this caravan, this Christmas caravan, drop investigation, which is money in this game, somewhere, and then move to another space. So this just kind of moves around the board by itself, kind of. Right now it's starting this time at the church. And let's see what it says about that. It says, where is it? Oh, there it is. You roll at the beginning of any mystery phase. If you get a 1, it's a mystery card, which is terrible. 2 or 3, you gain 2 investigation. 4 and 5, draw an event card, which is good. Or 6, you place a toy soldier and toy soldiers at 2 random locations, which is not good. And so that's pretty good. It drops 2 investigation in its current location and then moves to a new random location. The way you decide random locations is you pick them from this lair deck. So that's just one feature of this little Christmas villain. He does other things. Let's see, if you get a card that says murder on it, you have to roll to place a stuffed bear, or you may end up having to kill one of the elders. I hate that. You go into a new phase of the shadow track. Each of these lines here represents a new phase. If you go into a new phase of the shadow track, you have to roll to bring out more minions, which is not good. So all those things I've got up there to help me remember those. If the Nutcracker is fighting somebody and he rolls a 6, you have to do the crushing bite, which sucks. It's for every hit roll of 6, the villain gets on its fight dice. The hero must discard an item or ally or take an additional hit. So that's not good. And if the Nutcracker fights somebody with a cunning lower than 4, he automatically gets a +1 combat. So that tells me that one of the things I need to do is beef up everybody's cunning, because they're all under 4. Carl has 2. Katerina has 3. Jack has 3. And Lucy has 2. So we have to bring up all their cunning. And I'm going to plan that out. I'm really a nerd. And I made these sheets that I fill out for each of my heroes before I start the game, with all their stats, and then plans for like what I need to do with them, so to kind of make a plan on where they're going to go. And the rule book tells me that at least on the main board, the Shadowbrook board, that the windmill and the keep are the place to beef up your cunning. So we'll be hiking there, no doubt. And I'm sure that there are other places on the other boards. I just haven't got there in the rule book yet. It's been a long time since I've played, so I'm still reading the rule book again. And anyway, this is my setup. I wish there was a way to have their cards standing up, but like when they get item cards and stuff, but then they're like blocking you from the board, so that's kind of doesn't work very well. I've tried that before. So I just have to kind of lay them out here. Now, this is nice, and since I'm using an old computer desk, I have all my bits in here, in what was the keyboard drawer, and it works great. Perfect, in fact. My Plano boxes, the lid just slides back there for both of them, and they both fit side by side on here. These Flying Frog makes a lot of two-sided bits, so it was a little bit hard to sort them, so I've got them all labeled, what's on both sides of those bits, if you can see that. This is all the stuff that was for the Krampus and the Nutcracker. Fill-in tokens, what else? I've got over here my investigation and my wound markers, dice, and then all my other heroes that I'm not playing this time. They're all just kind of jumbled in there. And I think that's about it. If you can hear the music, it's really quiet. That's the soundtrack for A Touch of Evil, which you can, it did come with a CD, but you can also play it on YouTube. So that's it. Pretty excited to get started, but got to get through the rule book first. There's a lot of little rules in this game. When I first bought this game, I had just started gaming, and it was way, 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 way too hard for me, and I was just like, put it away. I just had the base game. I was like, no way, that is just way too hard. No, I'll take that back. I had at least the Something Wicked expansion. I think I bought both of those together. And I thought, oh man, this is way too hard. I don't ever want to work that hard to play a game. So I just ignored it for like over a year. And then I had so much more gaming experience that I thought, okay, we'll try it again. And I got it out, and I fell in love with it. So it's not always good to sell games off right away, especially when you're new at gaming, because you get much better at it as you go along. And then I ended up getting the Coast expansion. And another thing that helped me fall in love with this game was watching Catweasel play this game. He has a YouTube channel, and he plays let's playthroughs of older games, like A Touch of Evil and Eldritch Horror. I love his playthroughs of this and Eldritch Horror. He's not for everybody, but I really like him. He kind of makes it more like, he brings the heroes and stuff to life, in my opinion. He just his banter along the way kind of does that. I really like him. But anyway, this is the setup. So, I also posted a link on a couple of places to where you can get these shelves, these little acrylic. See if you can see the side of them. They're made to sell greeting cards, and they tilt a little bit forward. They're just perfect for these cards. And I put them up with hooks so that I can remove them and add them as I need them. Sometimes if you have a really tall game and not so many need for card holders, you can remove this bottom. I remove that bottom shelf and have more room there. So those are kind of nice, and they work really, really well, and they're not very expensive at all. So anyway, that's it. I will talk to you later. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you get to play some really good games, and I hope I get a chance to get this game started. And oh man, it's going to be hard. The Nutcracker is difficult. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend.